Greetings, infinite blessings, and welcome to another episode of Together We Rise. Today, I'm going to discuss the actual reason why it's beneficial to be a single parent in raising your children in a spiritual manner. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. So those of you that do not yet know me or are new to the channel, my name is Kaine Stromberg, the Cosmic Surfer, and it is my passion, purpose and privilege to inspire you to empower yourself. So, being a single parent, when we go upon our awakening journey, we cast off those masks and layers of illusion, removing the egoic desire to please other people or needing to be seen in a certain way by others. All of these topics I have created videos on, which are all on YouTube. And actually I'm going to link two specific ones which I will explain later, with an understanding of conscious parenting in a spiritual context, as well as why to stop labeling everything in existence, but specifically the masculine and feminine qualities of ourself and Mother, Father Earth. As if you think about it for a moment, if there is a massive energy body that we have labelled as feminine, then as a collective we have then become very masculine in order to bring balance to this equation. Stop labelling and stop separating everything, as it is all about unity. Unity of the self and unity of the collective. So, why is it beneficial to be a single parent, to raise your children alone? Well, before I get into that, again, allow me to just touch in on the spiritual journey. You believed yourself to be a certain way, you went about trying to please people in a certain way, and if you have children that view you as such, they will mask accordingly, they will mirror, they will match you. They will see you trying to please people, being a different version of yourself in different situations, and actually lowering yourself or your self-worth around various people. They will then go about doing the same. If they see you as, let's use myself as an example. I am a single parent. I do not require anybody else to feel complete. I complete myself. I am balanced and harmonized within my energetic self. My energies are all level, my masculine and feminine. I am obviously more masculine because I am the embodiment of divine masculine. And in there is the feminine qualities. In a unity of two people, most often people come together because they feel separate from themselves. They need something outside themselves to feel complete. A man and a woman see in each other a connection and a form of completion. They then create a relationship and an understanding, a program which they run collectively, which means that whilst they are together they are complete, but if they are apart then they are separate in their understanding of who they are and also their ability to experience joy, pleasure and achieve that which they desire, achieve their dreams. Yes, a strong man is more beneficial with a strong woman, and a strong woman is more beneficial with a strong man. But we do not need anything that is outside us, as it all is within. Everything you require is inside you. If you vibrate at inner completion, then you are complete within. If you vibrate at a desire or requirement for another person to complete you, then without that other person you will never be complete, as that is the vibration that you have adopted and that which you will then attract from the universe around you. It all makes sense when you look at it energetically. So being a single father, I represent to my children the embodiment of completion. I do not need a woman to complete me. I do not need a woman to bring me anything that I do not possess myself. Yes, again, it is more beneficial and enjoyable to have connects with people around us. And that is what this global situation of separation through the pandemic is all about, divide and conquer. But what they do not realize is that when you separate people and when you put people in a position of conflict, it is going to bring about a lot of destruction and allow for the rebirth, allow for the new world to be born from the flames. A world of people that are complete, because without somebody outside themselves to project all of their shit onto, they have to start actually looking at themselves and going, maybe it's actually my issue, not my bosses or my colleagues that I used to always blame for all my shortcomings. Maybe it all starts and ends with me. Who would have thought? So, being a single parent, I show my children that you do not need anybody else, that you can do everything yourself, but that it is nice to have those conversations, those connections, those feelings of unity with another person. As the truth is that we are all united. There is no separation other than the illusion of it. But if you're in a relationship where you are showing your children that the man does all the masculine elements in the relationship, then your daughter will grow up to believe that she needs a man to complete her, to actually bring her certain qualities that she doesn't possess herself. You are limiting your children by showing them the limitations that you have brought upon yourself through the previous education that you were given by your parents and their parents, and etc. A unity, a network, a family, a tribe, a partnership, a marriage, a family is beneficial. But if it is one that is lopsided and only complete when you are together, if it is one that is built out of a desire to find safety in each other because you feel unsafe when you're alone, then again, this is not beneficial. It's better to do something yourself, knowing you can do it all yourself and that you are going to do it your way, the way you choose, alone, and to show this to your children, than it is to live a lie, to continue forward in a relationship just because it is easy, just because it brings you a feeling of safety and security. It's the ego that requires safety and security. It's the ego that does not want change. It is the ego that is fearful of things it does not understand. It is the eternal self which knows and will guide you, whether you like it or not, sometimes kicking and screaming, to a point where you walk your own path, discover your own qualities within and integrate them all back into the self. So again, I have done a specific video on conscious parenting, on being a spiritually awakened or aware being, and how to then go about delivering this information to your children. Because it's one thing telling a child that they are infinite in their potential and that source energy is all around them and within them, that they can heal themselves, and it is required, but in small amounts, so that they do not then go and express information to people around them and then become outcast or ridiculed for it. Because what is a positive can then be seen as the reverse if it brings them some form of shame or ridicule or suffering in some way. As well as that, I do strongly suggest you go watch the video titled "Stop Labeling the Earth Feminine." Because again, every time you label something, you limit it to that label. I am the mother, you are the father. We only perform certain roles. I am my children's father, but as there are many single mothers that raise their children that know, they take upon the role of mother and father. And actually that brings them a sense of inner completion far beyond that which they would have ever experienced had the father have been around. And especially it is more beneficial for the child if one of the parents is not providing an equal exchange of energy in any form. I know traditionally the man goes out to provide and works and then is tired from this, so they don't give themselves in a way which is beneficial for the family network or the children in a lot of ways. Oh no, I pay for it all, so you can do everything else. How is that being complete in yourself? How is that being complete in a network, within a family, within that tribe? Everybody is 100% responsible for themselves. You're responsible for everything you experience, and your children are your responsibility to the point where they become fully responsible themselves. Between the ages of 0 and 7, all the information that you give them, they are taking in like a sponge. Between the ages of 7 and 14, they then go about creating their own personal interpretation of the world. The way they view the world is dependent on all of the information they gather between the ages of 0 and 7, and 90% of our learnings are done between the ages of 0 and 7. If they see conflict in a relationship, they will believe that is what a relationship is. If they see separation in either of the parents because the other parent performs the role of masculine or feminine and actually takes that opportunity away, then that is what they will believe is correct. They will then feel that they have to be feminine, and without the man in their life, they will be incomplete. They will then go out looking and searching for their twin flame. Oh, my life will be perfect once I meet my twin flame. You are perfect. You are your own fucking twin flame. And again, I've done a video on this. Stop looking outside yourself. It's all within. Had enough of this bullshit. Sorry to be a bit extreme here, but every time that there is a divine feminine that gives away her power to a masculine saying, oh, it'll all be perfect when I meet my twin flame because he'll complete me. What are you doing? Please, we need you. Divine feminines of the world, it is you that will lead us into the world of tomorrow, the world of true equality. It is the re-education of the children that you will provide that will lead to the world of tomorrow, the world of betterment, the world of equality, the world of harmony. And it all comes through integration and inner completion. Stop looking outside yourself. Stop placing all of your expectations on something or somebody that does not exist out there. You are everything you ever need. You are perfect in every way. Everything you've experienced has brought you to this point now through the guidance of your higher self, from source above, from the angels, the guardians, the gods, the creators. You are being guided. Everything is free will. You can choose to go left or right. Depending on the choice you make, it will lead you to a different destination. Yet we are all heading to the same final place. We are all returning back to whence we came. It just depends on how many times round you got to go. Okay? So, stop separating your potential, your worth, your happiness, your abilities from yourself. Own who you are. Own everything you have done. Only by full ownership can you then start to actually bring that integration. That thing somebody did to you years ago when they broke your heart, in whatever way. And again, there's a video for it, actually on the mainstream meditation channel. Abandonment, broken heart, how to heal a broken heart, guided meditation. It is one of the most powerful, beautiful ones that I've created. And it is on the mainstream meditation channel, which is the channel dedicated solely to the meditations. There is some very, very powerful content that is coming later this year, as well as the actual release of these separate series. So, being that this video is being created and released on the Together We Rise, which is every Saturday on the Cosmic Surfer YouTube channel, I strongly suggest that you go back and watch the whole series. If you desire a connection and an understanding about mindfulness and what mindfulness is in a modern context, adding that element of kindness, because it's very well being mindful of your thoughts, but unless you are then kind to yourself for having them, you go about condemning and ridiculing yourself for it, and you lower yourself again. Kindfulness. Modern day mindfulness is kindfulness. This is a teaching that my guru provided me, gifted me many a moon ago, and it is one that I have embodied and carried with me forevermore. Never forget who you are, never forget your journey, and actually appreciate everybody that has been part of it. The people who have taught you, not only come in the shape of the enlightened beings, the teachers, the guides, and your protective, light-bodied beings of beauty, your guardian angels, your spirit animals, etc. But also those people who actually challenge you, the person who broke your heart. When something is broken, it provides an allowance for the light to actually shine from and into. If there is a shell, it needs to break in order to allow for that seed to start to germinate and to grow into that beautiful plant. Without the breakage of the shell around it, it would remain dormant and separated from the truth of who it is, or the ability to experience its true potential. That single tiny seed can grow into the mightiest of trees, which provides shelter and sustenance for countless life forms. So the Modern Day Mindfulness series is every Tuesday, and again it is in a separate folder, a separate playlist, and I strongly urge that you go there and watch that. And the United We Stand, as it's all about being aware and mindful and acceptant of everything. Only through acceptance can we journey forward in completion and bring that inner completion. And united we stand, and stood united as one people on this one earth, governed by one love. United we stand, and together we rise. So the United We Stand series is a collection of lives, one-on-one connections with other like-minded beautiful beings, spiritual teachers, leaders and visionaries of our time, and the radio show, the podcast that is now housed on all social platforms that are a provider or a housing platform for podcasts, and that is Midday Mindfulness, the spiritual podcast. And it's all about being aware of what is outside you again as a reflection of what is within. So, returning to being a single parent, if you view it as something negative, then it will be negative. If you view it as something positive, then it will be positive. If you have chosen to walk your own path, then it is easily seen as positive. If you have felt that somebody wronged you and you had no choice but to leave, or that they left you, then this can be seen as a negative. Again, look at the bigger picture and the end result of this. You are going through a journey of inner completion, of realizing that you don't require anybody outside you. Specifically women, for a moment, allow me to address you and to listen to this. You own yourself. Society likes to cast ownership of things, and it is always the masculine which owns it. Yes, you are my wife. You are my daughter. And I will give you away, I will pass you over to a new man at your wedding day. Then he claims ownership of you. He is then responsible for you, and he will provide and look after you. Up until that point, you do as I tell you. After you're married, you then do as this new man tells you. What? You are your own creator in all ways. You are your own authenticity. You are in charge of your life and everything within it. Give away your power to somebody else and they will happily take it. Everything you experience is by design. Nothing is by coincidence. And if you have something come to you that is a gift from the heavens above, an idea, a piece of information, a direction to travel, and you don't follow that, you're only limiting yourself. If you are given a invention, let's say, or an idea to create something, as I have been, I'm working tirelessly towards that creation. Because I am, everything I require to bring it into this material realm will be gifted to me. If I ignored it, then it would be given to somebody else. They would then have that beautiful experience. The event would still come to be, but it would not be me that would be the actual creator of it and experience it firsthand. By being a single parent, by being a single element, you show your children that you can be complete in yourself, that you don't require another person's approval, appreciation, acceptance, that it doesn't need to be that you have to go about trying to please other people. Yes, being empathetic, it's nice to be nice. It's nice to give people happiness and joy, but not at the expense of yourself, because you cannot give from an empty cup. And again, don't give from the cup, give from the well, give from source. Picture yourself as a vessel full of energy, a cup full of water. You're given, you receive, you claim actually ownership of. You take your cup daily from the well, and then you use it throughout the day. If you're spending half of the energy on worrying about the future or regretting past events, feeling limited and lacking, or searching for something outside yourself, then you're already putting yourself in a less than beneficial position. You've taken away half of your potential already before you've even started. Then you go about giving that water out to all the other people around you, making sure they're all okay before you even look to actually bring any form of happiness or pleasure or joy to yourself. You're then left feeling tired, lacking and limited. And each day, the potential or desire to fill yourself up, the excitement that you require to fuel you in your journey forwards, is slowly diminishing to the point where you just go through the motion, making sure your children are okay, never putting yourself first. What good are you to anybody? What good is it experiencing that experience, that sense of self, when you are only limiting and lacking everybody involved? You're taking away the excitement and joy, not only for yourself, but for your children. Yes, it's important to make sure that they receive everything they require for their safety and sustenance and growth, but do it in a joyful, playful way. Watch your children, watch how they behave in that free and expansive manner. Even with this current pandemic, children still see the unity more than they see the divide. They still exist in a state of freedom more than in a state of control. And that is what this is all about. Taking away the freedom or the feeling of freedom, putting people in little boxes, separating them, and making them feel incomplete without something to work towards, such as the meaningless job that is then provided within society in order to continue that production and destruction machine of greed. By being complete in yourself, you allow your children to see this and to go about a journey of completion themselves. If you feel that you have been wronged, I would like for you to contact me, because I am in the process of I've created some very, very powerful courses, but in the process of creating something very specifically unique to women being able to claim back ownership of their divine feminine and masculine in unity. So please contact me so I can add you to a mailing list to deliver this to personally once it's completed. But again, there is a meditation, acceptance meditation. Cosmic Surfer, acceptance. Search for it in the channel, or there is a meditation playlist, and go there and watch it now or after this video. And please ensure that you have subscribed to the channel to continue to support the movement and grow the movement. We are working towards something very, very beautiful, a world of true equality, and it does all start with the women, and it does all start with the integration and completion of the self. You are perfect. Everything you've experienced has been perfect to lead you to this point now, and what you are doing now is exactly what is required to take you forward upon your journey. Being single means that you complete yourself and that you can show that to those around you. Being in a relationship that brings a sense of incompletion or divide or repression in any way is not beneficial to yourself or anybody else. And remember, please, more importantly than anything, that you are the most important person in the universe. Again, fill yourself up first from source, and then overflow that to everybody else. Like you are continuously filling the cup from source, and it is just overflowing. And if you placed yourself on the top of a triangular structure of glasses, and you fill the top glass, it cascades down to all the rest. This is being a source of inspiration, a beacon of light, helping to guide those lost in the fog of illusion back to themselves. This is what I do, this is what many like me do, and this is what I'm guiding you towards the realization and integration of within yourself, that you are a leader, that you are here to liberate those around you through the liberation of yourself. Put yourself first. I know your children are important, but unless you put yourself first, you cannot put them first. If you go through life putting your children first above yourself, then you can operate perhaps at an 80% excitement and enjoyment and happiness level. But then you're only showing your children that it is possible to be 80% happy as an adult. As a child, it's great. But as an adult, I don't want to grow up. Look how miserable everybody is when they're older. Why not show your children the potential of happiness that you can experience through completing yourself and putting yourself first? I put myself first, and I do so because I know putting myself first is beneficial to everybody. If I'm in a good place, I can effortlessly provide that feeling of passion and joy and excitement to everybody else. If I limit and lower myself, I'm worthless to anybody else. In truth, I'm never worthless, I'm priceless. So are you. But it's the full acceptance and integration of that, and the remembrance that if there is a form of negativity which comes up, the ego whispers to you, oh, you're no good. You're never going to be happy on your own. Allow the thought, watch it, go, okay, that's an interesting thought. Why is it that you believe that? How can we actually help you to feel more secure and happy in yourself, more complete? And you go upon the process, the 5 steps process, which is within the 5 Steps to Freedom course, housed on the greatestversion.club website, and also on many other online platforms, but also is actually within the Modern Day Mindfulness series, which is on the Cosmic Surfer YouTube channel on Tuesdays. I've gone through the 5 steps, delivering each one in a very expansive episode. Each episode on there is about 45 minutes to an hour long. The episodes on here are all about half an hour plus. And the United We Stand is about the same. They're about an hour long. So it's 3 hours of content that I'm bringing you every week, plus the podcast, plus the Mainstream Meditation channel. So it's about 5 hours of recorded content, plus all of the time it takes to actually edit and release this content. Just the production and releasing of the videos and the podcast is a full-time job in itself. I'm then doing everything behind the scene, transmuting all of that energy, working one-on-one with my clients on a daily basis, as well as working tirelessly in the small behind-the-scenes things, such as writing the book, but that is a beautiful process that I'm going through, and connecting as many people as I can together, connecting them globally with each other as well as with themselves. So again, please support the channel, and if you feel guided to actually become a patron and support by donating either a one-off or a monthly donation, then please follow the links below. Follow the links below to all the other channels, the courses, the podcasts, all the information is below. Share this video with anybody it may assist. And once again, thank you. Thank you for who you are and all you do. Thank you for standing true in your beliefs, your desires, and your sense of worth. As if you don't feel worthy of something, you will never experience it. You are a creator in everything you do. This is fact. You can create yourself the life of bliss and joy and happiness, or you can create yourself the illusional character, the mask of victimhood, of poor me. But if you decide to create that character, walking and vibrating along that path, the character of lack and limitation will never walk a path of abundance. This is fact. Hit the subscribe button, follow all the links below. Please reach out and ask anything which you desire any information on, or if there is a topic of conversation that we could deliver in a video context. Please reach out if anybody wants to actually collaborate. If you are on a spiritual journey, if you have any connection or desire to bring information to a wider field, please reach out. It's all about uniting everybody. And as a point of reference, it's 2 years now that I've been creating this content. If you go back to the very first video on my YouTube channel, you will see the difference in not only myself, but the way that all this information is delivered. Every time I give something out, I receive something new as I'm continuously overflowing, and I'm benefiting from all that information as it passes through me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, united we stand, and together we rise. I love you. Namaste. Peace out.